The red wave warning growing more intense for Democrats as President Biden continues his free fall in the polls. Swing state voters are reportedly getting buyer's remorse, with the president's approval sinking fast in several battleground states like Michigan, Virginia, and Iowa. And making matters worse for Biden, the Democratic Party is currently feuding over aspects of his trillion-dollar spending agenda. Okay. On the one hand, you know, Joe Biden, I'll start with you, Dana.
Okay.
Joe Biden started out saying he was going to unify everybody. And now it appears he can't even unify his own party because he's, on the one hand, he's got these leftist progressive Democrats, and then he's got the more moderate Democrats, and now he's got the $3.5 trillion spending bill that is, you know, apparently causing a lot of people to say, we didn't vote for him to do this.
One of the reasons Biden said that he won the primary with the Democrats is that he was more moderate and then he wasn't progressive like Bernie Sanders. Right. And then he became president, and all of a sudden he's being led around by the nose by the progressives and the Bernie Sanders crowd. And the moderates, who actually have very tough races, who will need something to bring home, they want this infrastructure bill, and then they'll talk about the 3.5 trillion. That the 3.5 trillion, that's got the progressives all worried. So now they're at a stalemate. That's why they, instead of meeting with Republicans today to try to get them to support the bills, he's having to meet with his own people. And we'll see. He might have some success there. They might figure out a way to save some face and bring some things together. But one of the problems is he is mishandling all these other issues we've talked about, the border, Afghanistan, and inflation also being another issue, and crime, let me add that one. It's making his political capital account decrease.
Well, you know, and in addition to that, I mean, you look at Iowa. I mean, his approval rating is 31% in Iowa. I mean, that's pretty...
Still higher than Geraldo's, though.
Yeah. But his job approval...
Not in Cleveland.
Yeah, but his job approval is 43% overall. But Iowa, which is a really important state, 31%. It's like, don't even show up there.
But here's the thing. Joe's approval was at his highest when he wasn't working. So when he was in hiding, he was the player to be named later or other, right? And then the more he does his job, right, the faster his approval evaporates. So my solution for him, if I was running if I was his chief of staff, cryogenics. Freeze him until 2022, defrost him like a Swanson's dinner, bake back better. That would be his new thing. Because right now, everything you're saying is correct. Nobody's buying moderate Joe anymore. He's like those Geraldo will remember this. He's like those one-dimensional towns that they used in Western TV shows. Yeah. You know, they can fool you until it suddenly just falls over.
I think you're discriminating against older people. I do.
Yeah, but what do you say, Geraldo?
I'm as sharp as I've ever been. Yeah. I think that Joe Biden's coattails are clearly shrinking, and I think that the biggest impact is not the midterm election. I think you've got this $3.5 trillion, omnibus spending bill that requires all 50 senators. I think Sinema and Manchin, the two rebels, will be empowered by his diminishing popularity. And if you can't get 50 senators on the floor, and will this also collapse the infrastructure bill, the $1.9 trillion infrastructure bill? Will this hamper his ability to, lift the debt ceiling and all the rest of it? I think that if he is as wounded as this before the first year is even out, I think it does spell problems. I'm no big political expert, but it seems to me it spells problems.
Well, you know, Jesse, with Manchin and Sinema, they can't convince them to turn around. Joe Biden.
Yes, and I'll be brief because I want to save time for Geraldo's apology to Gutfeld. But I don't know if you've noticed this, Judge, but my friends and family who are Democrats, they don't defend Biden. I asked them, how's it going, guys? They say, oh, hey, don't look at me. And it's true. It's like no one's a Biden voter. It's like being a Carter voter. It has a stench that's wafting around from it because everything he touches dies. And then he lies about it and hides. So we know what's going on with Joe. It's a matter of in next year, is he going to be so toxic in these swing states in the 30s still that are other Democrats running? Are they going to distance themselves from Joe Biden? That's the
What do you think?
I think if he remains on this course, yes.
Okay, the fastest is up next.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.